Story of Two Stars. Once upon a time there was a widow who had two obedient and diligent children. They had to work the fields from dawn to dusk for a stingy landlord. Despite the hardship, they never had enough to eat, and many times they had to go to bed with flat stomachs. One day, not knowing how to find food, my two sisters told their mother, "We will go to the mountains. Maybe we can find potatoes to eat to relieve our hunger." Then they went up the mountain. But the deserted mountains only have rocks and gravel. They turned over large rocks and searched every crevice but could not find anything. They were exhausted, but thinking of their hungry mother they kept going further. Night had fallen, but the two sisters could (39) find anything to eat. But they Dawn and number 39 want to return empty-handed. Suddenly an old man who came from nowhere stood in front of them. He wore a white robe and his white beard extended past his waist. He said, "I know what you are looking for and I will help you. I will give you 2 keys, 1 golden key, 1 silver key." He took out 2 small keys from his pocket and gave them to the 2 girls and instructed, "From here, you go in the direction of the highest mountain, keep going until the sun rises and sets 3 times, you will reach the foot of Mount Fa. Pair. The mountain gods kept great treasures in it. The door to Crystal Mountain is double-locked and only these keys can open it. However, you can only take what lies on the ground in the large crystal room." The old man finished speaking and then disappeared. It is unclear how, as when he arrived. The sisters rubbed their eyes and pinched their hands, and if each of them didn't and (39) have a key in their hand, they would have considered all this an illusion. Forgetting both fatigue and hunger, they immediately headed towards the highest mountain, as the old man said. The sun had risen 3 times, and when it set the 3rd time, the sisters realized with surprise that they had indeed reached the foot of the crystal mountain. "Honey, look at the door?" The older sister took out the silver key. The lock squeaked and popped open, but the door remained closed. "Now it and number 39's your turn." She pressed the golden key into the second lock. The door rotates slowly, alone, without anyone pushing. The 2 sisters held their breath in surprise when they saw the crystal room filled with gold and silver. On the ground, there were many jade vases filled with pearls and rubies, piles of gold coins on agate plates and jars filled with diamonds. As the old man instructed, the 2 sisters just picked up a few scattered pieces on the ground and tied them tightly in towels. As soon as they left the crystal room, the door closed behind them without a sound. Returning home, the 2 sisters told their mother about the strange luck they had encountered. The mother refused to believe it, but when her 2 daughters threw a pile of gold coins on the table, she had to admit the truth. She cried with joy, "From now on I won and number 39 be worried or sad." But because she was benevolent, she shared her treasure with all the other poor people in the village. But the stingy landowner saw that the poorest people in the village were now happy and cheerful and whispered, "It can and number 39 be like that." He lurked when the 2 sisters were not at home, came close, and looked inside through the crack in the door. His eyes lit up with greed when he saw his mother sitting next to her with a stack of glowing gold coins. He rushed in, shouting loudly, "Where did you steal this money? Confess quickly, otherwise I will have you arrested." In vain she asked him for pity and swore that her 2 children and herself were innocent. Finally she had to tell him the truth. "I will wait for your 2 children to return. They must give me those 2 keys," he shouted loudly, mad with jealousy. A while later the 2 sisters returned home. They immediately saw that something was wrong, before the old landowner even opened his mouth. "Give me the key, I will also visit the crystal cave," he said, as if ordering. The 2 sisters looked at each other silently. "No, the key cannot be handed over to a greedy, jealous person like him." "How about it, give it here," he threatened. "Don and number 39. T give him the key. You and number 39. D better swallow it," the younger sister said as she put the golden key into her mouth. "You and number 39. I'll never get the key." The older sister screamed and quickly swallowed the silver key. Madly angry, the old landowner rushed at the 2 sisters, but as soon as he touched them, a very strange phenomenon happened. In the place where the 2 sisters stood a moment ago, 2 brilliant rays of gold and silver emitted. Those rays of light were so bright that they blinded the greedy old landowner. Only the mother saw 2 stars rising from the floor of the room, 1 golden and 1 silver. 2 stars flew through the window and into the sky. The mother never saw her 2 daughters again. But every night, when it was dark, she went out the door and looked up at the sky. She saw 2 stars that were not there before. A golden star, a silver star, still illuminate and guide travelers today. Thank you for joining us for today's fairy tale. We hope these stories bring joy and meaning to your day. If you love our channel, please hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any exciting tales. Wishing you a good night and sweet dreams. See you in the next story.